Name, Daciana Calin, the Unstoppable Cyclone. Company, Zana Dynamics. VC Firm, Almasan Ventures Lean Manufacturing Project, VR-046 Dancer Cyclone. Let's interweave Romanian folklore and cutting-edge tech with a laugh because innovation deserves some personality. Introduction to the VR-046 Dancer Cyclone. Developed as a lean, mean, operations specialist machine, the Cyclone is an evolution of the VR-041. Previous iterations lacked the finesse to truly dance on the battlefield. Enter Zana Dynamics to fix that. This version aims to marry performance with reliability, because no one loves a diva on the production line. Key improvements: armaments. CADS 1 for precision melee because slicing with flare matters. EP50 particle cannoner designed for finesse, not overkill. You're welcome, taxpayers. GR97 mini missiles, why use one when you can launch 12 for the price of 4? Modular upgrades. VR-046P Puma, built for stealthy infiltrations. Think of it as the Cyclone wearing a cloak of shadows. VR-046X Shadow Dancer, extra spry for when the battlefield becomes a ballroom. Performance enhancements. Goodbye limited production. Hello, scalable excellence. All systems now compliant with Almasan's zero downtime mandate, patent pending. Intermeshing lean manufacturing with TPM for the Cyclone. Proactive versus reactive maintenance. Reactive, remember the VR-041? It broke faster than a wooden spoon at a family feast. Proactive, sensors in the VR-046 detect where before parts decide to give up on life. Operator empowerment. Operators, we call them weavers, receive hands-on training to maintain the Cyclone. Think Zana's mantra, fix it before it fights back. Cost and efficiency. Reduced downtime saves billions of zerces. It's Romanian folklore currency. Look it up. Shorter assembly cycles via digital twins streamline production for peak efficiency. Key objectives, inspired by Romanian legends, Almasan's rule of 3, every component must be easily replaceable. Have a second life as spare parts. Make you say, wow, that's smart. Continuous improvement, every VR-046 model contributes real-world data to improve the next. Future vision: by 2030, we plan to have VR-046 racing tournaments funded by Almasan Ventures. Competitors will pilot Pumas and Shadow Dancers to showcase agility, speed, and style. Closing humor: if you think autonomous motorcycles and Romanian legends don't mix, just remember, Zana never rides alone. A Almasan investment always bears fruit. And the VR-046 Cyclone? It's the dancing robot apocalypse we've all been waiting for. Stay tuned. The Cyclone spins again soon. Page 2. The VR-046 Dancer Cyclone, an unstoppable force, with lean manufacturing. So, here's where things get interesting. You're no longer just dealing with a standard Veritech motorcycle, you're in the world of VR-046 Dancer Cyclone, a machine so smooth it could waltz through a battlefield without breaking a sweat, thanks to a little help from Zana Dynamics and a deep understanding of total productive maintenance, TPM. Let's break it down. Development and purpose: lean engineering meets folklore. We took the VR-041 heavy armor Veritech motorcycle, already a powerhouse for special operations, and gave it a Zana-inspired upgrade. This isn't your run-of-the-mill heavy bike, it's a machine that can adapt faster than you can say ancient Romanian gods. In typical lean manufacturing fashion, we didn't just fix what was broken, we looked at performance holistically. Puma and Shadow Dancer variants are part of a continuous improvement process. What we learned from the VR-041's limitations, we engineered into this version: proactive performance, reduced waste, and streamlined production. Because what's the point of building a beast if it's always breaking down in the middle of a race? The specs: lean, mean, and armament clean. CADS 1 keeps the field clear because who has time for a bunch of debris? Let's clear that path. Lean style. EP50 particle cannon, precision shots mean less wasted ammo. Efficiency is the name of the game. GR97 mini missile. Let's be honest, the Zana Puma version has an entire missile system that's leaner than your favorite pre-meal salad. A maximum impact with minimal fuss. Versions: no wasted space. VR-046P Puma, think of this as the picky eater version. It doesn't waste time in the wrong places. It cuts corners like your grandmother does when she's making traditional Romanian mfmfligafa, quick but effective. VR-046X Shadow Dancer. If the Puma is about precision, the Shadow Dancer is a ballroom performer: grace, agility, and zero downtime. It's optimized for stealth, and it dances around problems like a pro. Lean maintenance to the rescue. You're probably wondering how we managed to keep the Cyclone dancing without missing a beat. Well, that's where total productive maintenance, TPM, comes in, adapting the concept to the battlefield like a well-oiled, literally, machine. Baby, parent, and doctor. TPM explained the baby. The VR-046 Cyclone is like a baby built with care and precision, but in need of routine attention. The parent, Operators are weavers of the Cyclone's fate, handle the basic needs. They wipe down the armor, check systems, and ensure everything is primed for action. The doctor, the maintenance team, acts as the Almasan, the mythical Romanian sage. They come in when the baby's had a rough day. They don't just patch things up, they make sure we don't end up with a catastrophe. Just like a parent handles the small stuff before calling the doctor, operators prevent breakdowns with regular maintenance. They've been trained to see the signs earlier, no more waiting until the wheels fall off. How we shifted from traditional maintenance to TPM traditional maintenance. This is where we used to spend 35% of our time fixing breakdowns and 60% operating. And let's not talk about the 5% spent on cleaning. It was more like wishful thinking than actual cleaning. TPM maintenance, our weavers now spend only 10% of their time on cleaning, lubrication, and inspections, leaving a robust 85% of their time for operational focus. That's like turning downtime into uptime here through the power of lean. Maintenance teams focus on making improvements rather than fighting fires, reducing the 29 hours of downtime per week. The results of implementing TPM, downtime, slashed from 35% to 5%. More uptime means more speed, which is always important when your Cyclone is in a race. Efficiency. By reducing breakdowns, we don't just save time here, we save money. The kind of money that makes your wallet feel like it's been blessed by the gods. Focus on proactive improvement. The focus isn't just on repairs, it's about continuously improving the VR-046 design and ensuring that it's race-ready every time. The bathtub curve, your reliable journey. We all know machines have their days, but TPM handles them like a pro. Burn-in period. During the initial phase, new models go through rigorous testing, and guess what? It's mostly the maintenance cares and events where we figure out how to fine-tune our approach. This process is about getting those first few hiccups out of the way so the Cyclone can perform without issues. Plateau period. The goal here is to maximize performance here, just like the Puma mastering the art of stealth. This stage is where TPM shines, minimizing failures and keeping the Cyclone running at peak performance. Wear out stage. TPM tackles this with predictive maintenance, ensuring that the Cyclone doesn't get worn out like your old running shoes. We stay ahead of the curve with scheduled maintenance and part replacements, which avoids that awkward tune-up when you need to cross the finish line. Modern maintenance challenges. Machines are more complicated now, and we've got to make sure that downtime doesn't happen. After all, a Cyclone waits for no one. We focus on maintaining uptime here, not just extending lifespan, because a race waits for no one. TPM goals for the VR-046 Dancer Cyclone. Minimize breakdown. The less downtime, the better. Efficient repairs, quick fixes that get the Cyclone back to dancing. Continuous reliability, every ride, every mission, every race here, performance that never dips. Approaches to TPM for the VR-046. Autonomous maintenance. Operators do basic maintenance tasks keeping their Cyclone clean and efficient. Maintenance cares and events. These continuous improvement sessions are like the Cyclone's fitness training and never skip leg day. They focus on reliability and performance, always improving the machine and the process. Closing thoughts. So there you have it. The VR-046 Dancer Cyclone is more than just a souped-up bike. With lean manufacturing principles and TPM driving it, this isn't just a special operations vehicle, it's an unstoppable force in racing, ready to dominate the track and the battlefield. Now, if anyone needs me, I'll be over here polishing the wheels. That's lean maintenance for you. But, remember, the VR-046 isn't just about fast times, it's about efficient, calculated performance every time. Zana Dynamics and Almasan Ventures are here to make sure of that. Page 3. Welcome to the Dancer Cyclone Maintenance Performance Optimization Lab, where lean manufacturing meets high-speed, high-tech combat. Grab your helmet, tighten your straps, and let's cruise through the world of TPM, Total Productive Maintenance, as applied to the VR-046 Dancer Cyclone. I promise, no one's going to get blown up with inefficiency here. TPM applied to the VR-046 Dancer Cyclone. Here's the thing, when you're racing against time, and maybe an enemy or two, downtime isn't an option. The VR-046, like any finely tuned combat machine, thrives on autonomous maintenance. Yes, you read that right. We're talking about operators, you, the hero, taking charge of day-to-day inspections, cleaning, and lubricating the Cyclone, so maintenance staff, aka the tech wizards, can focus on ensuring that our EP50 particle cannons aren't just sparking, they're firing. Core principles of TPM for the Dancer Cyclone operators. In this scenario, you're the pilot, mechanic, and unofficial cheerleader of the Cyclone. You've got the tools, and you're empowered to use them. Inspect, clean, and lubricate your Cyclone. Don't wait for the techs to give it a once-over. Maintenance staff, meanwhile, the real specialists will keep their eyes on the bigger picture of preventive maintenance, fault diagnostics, and upgrading the Dancer Cyclone to Shadow Dancer status, because everyone loves a little stealth mode. Shift in mindset. Operators can't just stand around and wait for things to break down. It's like waiting for your bike to go kaput instead of fixing that squeaky chain before the race. The benefits of autonomous maintenance on the VR-046. Pride of ownership. Operators get the pride of ownership, and I'm not talking about your sweet custom helmet here. When you're the one who detects a loose stabilizer before it causes a missile misfire, you're the hero, not the problem. Staff focus on proactive reliability. While you're checking for loose bolts, maintenance teams are tracking down the gremlins of the Puma and Shadow Dancer versions. They're not fixing problems after they happen, they're preventing them. Continuous improvement. Just like you wouldn't race on a tire with uneven wear, the VR-046's uptime gets better and better through constant adjustments, no matter if it's the primary Cyclone or the stealthier Puma. The cultural shift. Now that's where the fun begins. It's not all sunshine and speed boosts. There's going to be resistance. Operators, read, you might grumble, maintenance is not my job. To which I sigh, you're the only one close enough to notice that the actuator sounds like a dying cat. It's up to you to recognize early issues, report them, and prevent bigger problems. But, don't worry, TPM isn't just about elbow grease and sweat. It's about Kaizen, baby. The more you engage with the process, the smoother the ride. Soon, every engineer from the guys welding metal to the engineers analyzing data becomes part of the lean machine. TPM's key objectives for the Dancer Cyclone: maximize overall equipment effectiveness. We want every shot from that GR-97 mini missile to land on target. Every time. Improve reliability. If your Cyclone stalls mid-mission, that's an automatic game over. We need to reduce downtime to zero. Lower maintenance costs. With the Cyclone's streamlined design and proactive care, you'll spend fewer resources on emergency repairs and more on upgrading those killer particle weapons. Continuous improvement. The more you check, clean, and tweak, the faster your Cyclone gets. And no one gets left behind, not even the Puma version. Key metrics for monitoring your Cyclone's performance. Yeah, that sounds like a fancy business term, but it's key here. We're talking uptime, weapon readiness, and operational efficiency. If your Cyclone is down more than it's shooting missiles, we've got a problem. Machine enhancements. Every time we detect something faulty, it's a chance to upgrade. Let's keep those armaments in prime condition. Operator training. Operators who can't tell the difference between a squeak and a serious issue are holding us back. Get trained and become the unsung hero of the mission. Next steps for Dancer Cyclone maintenance mastery: get cozy with your Cyclone. Run diagnostics, tweak the armaments, keep your systems oiled and smooth. Remember, the faster you spot issues, the less likely we are going to end up with a situation where everything goes wrong, like when that Puma model couldn't even handle basic maneuvers. So, that's how we're going to keep your VR-046 Dancer Cyclone in top shape while racing through life or death situations. If you follow TPM, you'll be the one flying high, dodging missiles, and looking good doing it. Now, don't forget your pre-race inspection. Or that maintenance will come for you like a GR-97 missile in the wrong hands. Page 4. Welcome back to the VR-046 Dancer Cyclone High-Speed Racing Lab, where we don't just race here, we innovate in the world of high-performance engineering. Today, we're transporting the ideas from Toyota's Woven City, which, let's be real, sounds like a futuristic dream, to Madripoor City, because we're all about that gritty, street racing reality. Strap in, because the Cyclone is about to get a Madripoor makeover, and we're applying lean manufacturing principles to make sure we're always ahead of the competition. Visionary engineering for the VR-046 Dancer Cyclone, Madripoor City Edition. First, let's set the stage. Toyota's Woven City was a futuristic experiment designed to bring mobility, sustainability, and AI to the forefront of urban innovation. But you know what? In Madripoor City, we don't need a pristine, LEED Platinum certified city to see the potential of innovation. We've got a VR-046 Cyclone and a mission to keep things lean, fast, and well, a little more rugged. Autonomous transportation. In the tech-driven future of Woven City, Toyota is testing autonomous vehicles capable of drifting. Drifting, and now that's the kind of innovation we can get behind. But in Madripoor? Forget passive testing. We're talking about autonomous, AI-guided VR-046 Dancer Cyclones that make it look easy as they blaze through the streets. Sure, we'll be hitting the occasional pothole, but hey, we're going for the fastest lap times, not the smoothest road. Plus, AI in the Cyclone means it won't just steer, it'll talk back. That's right, the Cyclone will have a witty AI to remind you when it's time for maintenance, and occasionally, crack a joke about those potholes. Artificial intelligence and virtual interaction. Toyota's virtual avatars and AI developments are all about pushing the envelope. But in Madripoor, we're going beyond avatars. We'll have a fleet of cyber-enhanced Cyclones with inbuilt AI to read your mood, adapt to your riding style, and even offer life advice. The AI might say, "Hey, boss, you're getting too aggressive with those turns, try slowing down," or maybe, You sure you want to cut through that alleyway? Because, let's face it, when you're in Madripoor your best friend on the road could be your own bike. Woven by Toyota, WBT, meets lean manufacturing, the idea of Woven City as a collaborative effort? In Madripoor, we're taking that seriously. But we're all about lean here. We take the expertise of the best in automotive tech, toss it in the blender with a bit of street racers spirit, and boom, out comes the dancer Cyclone. Every part of the machine, from the CADS-1 to the GR-97 mini missile, will be streamlined to ensure that it operates at maximum efficiency. No wasted space, no wasted effort. The key to lean manufacturing here is all about reducing waste. And when you're racing in Madripoor, every second counts. So forget overcomplicated features. Every ounce of tech we add to the Cyclone must serve a purpose: speed, handling, or if necessary, combat readiness. If it doesn't help you take that corner faster, ditch it. Collaborative innovation meets racing excellence. We know that Toyota's innovation philosophy includes invention by multiplication, or essentially taking strengths from different fields and combining them. In Madripoor, we don't have the luxury of pristine testing labs, but we do have the streets. So here's what we do: we pull together the best from racing engineers, tech developers, and even a few shady street racers. Together, we'll refine the Cyclone's performance, taking it from just a powerful ride to a work of art in the realm of street racing. What does this look like in practice? A Cyclone that can transform based on environmental feedback. Riding through the narrow alleyways of Madripoor? Your VR-046 gets a boost in agility. Need some extra firepower to clear out a path? Flip a switch and engage your GR-97 mini missile. All of it happens seamlessly, and the system learns from every race to adapt to future challenges. We're building a high-performance system that responds to real-time data, no more waiting for a perfect test in some clean lab. The future of mobility in the lean world of Madripoor. We're integrating all this with a vision that stretches beyond even Madripoor's borders. The future of transportation isn't limited to just city streets, so it's about interstellar mobility. Yeah, I said it. But for now, we'll focus on making the VR-046 Cyclone the king of Madripoor City's underworld, making sure the bike is as ready to race as it is to handle anything that comes its way. And who knows? Maybe one day, we'll use the same tech to zip through space here, or just avoid that pesky street racer trying to mess with our times. The lean approach to VR-046 dancer Cyclone maintenance. Let's break it down with a lean mindset, focusing on getting maximum value with minimal effort, just like a top-tier racer should. Here's how we'll apply lean principles to the maintenance of the VR-046 Cyclone. Eliminate waste. Anything that doesn't contribute to speed, safety, or performance here, get rid of it. No superfluous gadgets. Just the essentials that make the bike better. Continuous improvement. Kaizen. Every race, every test, every bump on the road teaches us something. The VR-046 is not static, it evolves with the data we collect in Madripoor. Keep iterating, keep improving. Just-in-time maintenance. No one has time for unnecessary downtime. If the Cyclone needs maintenance, it's fixed quickly, efficiently, and with the least amount of disruption possible. Autonomous maintenance. Operator involvement. We don't need mechanics for every little thing. Operators, you should be able to spot issues early, clean, lubricate, and keep the Cyclone at peak performance. Only escalate to full-blown repairs when necessary. In conclusion, we're merging the best of Toyota's Woven City with the high-octane thrills of Madripoor street racing. It's all about keeping the VR-046 Cyclone lean, mean, and fast. No wasted effort, no unnecessary upgrades. You, the operator, are the key to making sure this high-tech marvel stays in top form. Keep riding, keep refining, and always be ready to race. Because in Madripoor, the race never ends. Page 5. Alright, let's dive in and answer these questions like we're cruising the streets of Madripoor in a VR-046 Cyclone, full throttle with confidence. If your VR-046 Cyclone could only communicate using one emotion, what would it be, and how does that influence its marketability? Answer: oh, easy. The Cyclone's primary emotion would be adrenaline. Imagine a Cyclone purring with pure excitement as it goes from 0 to warp speed in seconds. This emotion would speak directly to our target market, people who live for the thrill, the chaos, the rushing sensation. It's the kind of product you don't just buy, it takes you. It's not just about performance, it's about making sure your customers feel like they're racing through the heart of the universe while avoiding the potholes of life. I mean, who wouldn't want a bike that communicates pure excitement with every turn? It's like if the bike had a personality and refused to play it safe. Just imagine the marketing campaigns: get ready for the ride of your life. And then some. It's the emotional adrenaline junkie's dream. What's the backup plan if a rival gang decides to hijack your Cyclones mid-race and your only option is to negotiate with drones and street racing robots? Answer: great question. First off, if we're talking about street racing robots, they better be prepared for a serious challenge. The backup plan is simple: A customized get-out-of-jail-free protocol built into every Cyclone. Step 1. Activate the anti-jacking system because nothing says no entry like a drone swarm launching off the bike like a scene from a sci-fi movie. Step 2. Initiate the street racer negotiation AI, which has been finely tuned to understand the subtle art of diffusing tension. And by that, I mean a drone bribing system. In case that doesn't work, we launch the tactical smoke screen, patent pending, and confuse the enemy with a blinding fog of mystery and chaos. Oh, and did I mention the Cyclone has a turbo boost? Yeah, it can go from please don't steal me to see ya, suckers. In 2 seconds flat. How do you plan to integrate interstellar racing technology into a product meant for Madripoor's gritty streets? Can your Cyclone handle both planetary gravity and street-level potholes? Answer, a question straight from the we've been watching too many space movies department. Luckily, our Cyclone doesn't just come with interstellar technology, it comes with intergalactic versatility. You see, the secret sauce is in the gravity-correcting suspension system, which isn't just designed to absorb potholes so it can handle craters on Mars. We've taken that same tech and scaled it down to deal with Madripoor's less than pristine roads. The Cyclone's built-in auto-stabilizing AI ensures you feel like you're racing through the starser without ever leaving the ground. As for planetary gravity, we've calibrated the bike so that you can shift from gritty street racer mode to gravity-defying show-off mode at the push of a button. Need to avoid a giant pothole? No problem, just switch to space jump mode. The best part? You'll be in the middle of your street race and bam! Suddenly, you're almost ready to leave Earth's atmosphere. In conclusion, we're not just building a bike for the streets of Madripoor, we're building a machine that brings the future to the now, where speed, tech, and the occasional intergalactic crisis collide in the most spectacular way possible. The Cyclone? It's more than a bike. It's a lifestyle. And Madripoor's ready for it. Page 6. Alright, let's break this down into some simpler terms and figure out the important numbers we need for your KPIs, key performance indicators, when calculating financial data for your property at 1206 VR-046 Dancer Cyclone Blvd, Madripoor. 1. Net operating income, NOI, what it is. This is basically the income the property generates after taking out expenses like property management and maintenance, but before paying taxes and interest. For this property, the NOI is $375,000. Why it matters? It gives a clear picture of how profitable the property is. The higher this number, the better. 2. Capitalization rate, cap rate, what it is. This shows the return on investment, ROI, you're getting from the property. Cap rate equals NOI divided by property value. So here, the cap rate is 10%. Why it matters? A higher cap rate usually means a higher return. In general, investors use the cap rate to compare different properties. 3. Debt service coverage ratio, DSCR, what it is. This is a measure of the property's ability to pay its debt. The DSCR is 2.05, meaning the property makes 2.05 times the money needed to cover its debt payments. Why it matters? The higher the DSCR, the more cash flow you have to cover your debt, which makes the property look safer to lenders. 4. Occupancy rate, what it is. This shows the percentage of the property that is rented out. The occupancy rate is 85%. Why it matters? The higher the occupancy rate, the better, because it means more tenants are paying rent. 5. Effective gross income, IG, what it is. This is the total income you make from renting out the property, including things like rent and other income sources. For your property, the IG is $1,013,514. Why it matters? IG gives you an idea of how much money is coming in, which is essential for covering expenses and generating profit. 6. Operating expense ratio, OR, what it is. This shows what percentage of your income goes towards operating expenses. Here, the OR is 63%. Why it matters? A lower OR means you're spending less of your income on operating expenses, leaving more profit. 7. Market rent versus in-place rent, what it is. This is the difference between what tenants are paying compared to the going rate in the market. Market rent is $20.76 per square foot, while in-place rent is $19.50 per square foot. Why it matters? If the in-place rent is lower than the market rent, it means you could potentially increase rent when leases expire, which could boost your income. 8. Loan-to-value ratio, LTV, what it is. This shows how much of the property's value is financed by a loan. With an LTV of 75%, this means you've borrowed 75% of the property's value and put down 25% as your own money. Why it matters? Lenders usually like a lower LTV because it means you're less risky. A higher LTV means more debt. 9. Internal rate of return, IRR, what it is. This is a measure of the expected return on the investment, factoring in cash flows and timing. Your IRR is 10%. Why it matters? The higher the IRR, the better the investment. It helps you determine if your return justifies the risk. 10. Net present value, NPV, what it is. NPV shows how much the investment is worth today, factoring in future cash flows and expenses. Your NPV is $350,000. Why it matters. A positive NPV means the investment is expected to make money, which is what you want. 11. Cash on cash return, what it is. This shows how much profit you're making relative to the cash you've invested in the property. With a cash on cash return of 9%, you're making 9% of your initial cash investment annually. Why it matters. The higher this number, the better your cash flow is in relation to your investment. 12. Replacement cost, what it is. This is how much it would cost to rebuild the property if something happened to it. The replacement cost is $1,800,000. Why it matters. This helps to understand how much the property is worth if it were lost, and how much it might cost to replace it. 13. Valuation, asking price, what it is. This is the price you're asking for the property, which is $3,750,000. Why it matters. This is the price that buyers or investors will look at when considering whether to purchase the property. 14. $PSF, price per square foot, what it is. This is the price for every square foot of the property. For your property, it's $503 per square foot. Why it matters. It helps you compare your property with similar ones in the market to see if it's priced right. 15. Engineer occupancy count, EOC, what it is. This is how many people or businesses are actually using the space. For this property, the EOC is 50. Why it matters. It shows how much of the property is being utilized. More occupants mean more income. 16. Power broker score, what it is. This is a rating of how well known and respected the property is in the market. A power broker score of A.A.A.A means it's quite respected, but there's room to grow. Why it matters. A high power broker score means it's easier to get tenants and possibly better rent prices. Conclusion: when calculating KPIs like these, you're piecing together a detailed picture of how your property is performing. By looking at things like NOI, cap rate, occupancy rate, and cash returns, you can figure out if it's a good investment, what could be improved, and how to strategize for future growth. Keep track of these numbers regularly to ensure your investment is on track and improving.